All right, everyone. Hey, how you doing? It's me, Generic Pie, back with an episode of Peeping Tom Bombadil, um, between the Fat Hobbit and Gandalf GG. If you've been watching this channel recently, you may have known I did a podcast episode with the Fat Hobbit, and following that, he recommended that I make a video of this game. This is his, I believe this is the deciding third game in his first round of tournament matches against Gandalf GG, who I've never had the pleasure of playing. But it sounds like it was a really exciting game. So let's do some War of the Ringing. So the Fat Hobbit was playing as the Free Peoples, and Gandalf was playing as the Shadow. In terms of cards, we've got Mithril and Riders, and we've got Shadows Moving and Nazgul Search. Fellowship is okay. Maybe this isn't the third round game because there's no tokens. You think they'd be bidding if it was a third round game. Maybe this is just game 2. And Fat Hobbit rolls. Wow, that's a roll. That's a serious roll. Um, interesting. Yeah, yeah. OMG. Oh wow, they're as surprised as I was. So we decided to start off by playing a card. Nice to play this card early when you can get the Gandalf reroll and get it buffed before you move it. Draws into Kid and Ships. So always a useful card to have. Isengard goes down. Fellowship moves. They are hit. Oh yeah, so they're chatting in French. My French isn't that great, but I'll try my best to translate what I can. So they are revealed on the 1 tile. So pretty rough start. Do you kill Gandhi for that? They did not decide to kill Gandhi for that, which is yeah, makes sense. Not like the shadows going at scintillating pace. You don't need to rush too much just yet as the Free People in this situation. They start moving armies. They move. Okay, interesting. They move to Minas Morgul, and then this one up here. Elves go down 1. Draw a card. Draw into Stormcrow, and the Fellowship is flipped before the Wizard comes into play. We go on to turn number 2. So we have Wisdom of Elrond and House of the Stewards. So not getting, vintage cards here for the early game. Wisdom of Elrond, nice to have that early confusion, especially if this army goes up here and you can perfect cards other than scouts to play with the Old Forest Road fella. And then the Shadow draws Palantir and Pits of Mordor. You get 1 eye. Lots of wills. Wow, hot on the wills. For the Fat Hobbit today. So yeah, I think the Shadow got a little bit carried away there. Fellowship moves straight away. Don't want to dilly-dally and risk getting hit by some kind of card. They are not hit. Sauron goes to war. The Fellowship moves again, this time using a ring. So the Fat Hobbit is understandably eager to move. There's 2 reasons to do this, I guess. You're moving against 1 eye, so great time to move a second time. And also you've got this will. Get Gandalf dead, get him back. They're hits. It's a 2. The plan has gone stupendously. Excellent use of ring. Good stuff for the Free People. Strider takes over as the guide. And interestingly, they decide to use a character die to play the Palantir of Orthanc. Always lean towards using... Okay, in this instance, there is a logic there because they want to benefit as much as they can from the Palantir by playing Palantirs. What cards can they actually play, though? Great. Well, actually, you haven't said that. Great time to play Nazgul Search into Moria. And can't play Stormcrow, can you? And Pits of Mordor. Yeah, great, perfect, good stuff. Really good play. Nazgul searched, gets revealed into Moria. Draws a 1. So not the best, but not the worst. And they draw into. They decide to draw another character die. Sorry, now the character cards, and then they draw into Lid side, so that sucks. But does that kind of makes me think, are they leaning towards more of a corruption strategy. I think otherwise I'd be more inclined to start drawing strategy cards using the Palantir's ability. Hides with the hybrid. Does that mean that the Fat Hobbit wants to move again? Get out of here ASAP. So being very aggressive. I mean, I don't know. Having already moved twice, I think I would have maybe... Well, I suppose you can use this as a hybrid anyway. So let's see what they do before I make any judgment. So this is nice. We're getting the Pits of Water played in Moria, Dol Guldur, and Minas Morgul. Palantir and strategy card. I wonder if Gandalf realizes you can draw any type of card because they've drawn a strategy with a strategy and a character with a character. Okay, this army starts coming up. So, I think I'd rather get this army in here before I do any kind of movement, just for efficiency's sake. So it feels like you're going to have to move a 5 and then another 5 at this rate. Southrons go down 1. Oh, what am I talking about? Yeah, of course you need that will to get Gandalf. Yeah, so ignore my previous ramblings. Yeah, okay, maybe they just wanted to hide the Fellowship with. Yeah, I think with that hybrid, does the free have? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have hidden with that hybrid. I might have actually stayed revealed in Moria, and then used the hybrid to move armies a little bit, do some admin, because in a weird way, by hiding yourself, it actually makes cards like Orc Patrol and Isildur's Bane more effective against you because they can reveal you again if they're played against you. So there's that threat. I suppose the benefit is though that the Fellowship can move first thing next turn, and get out of Moria this way. All right, so it looks like the Shadow's going for Gondor and the Dew Line. We go on to turn 3. Shadow draws Fighting Urukine, Warm with and Toil. Great time to get Warm with and Toil. Although the Fellowship may be able to hide in Lorien to get rid of it if they want to. And there is another way, and Power of Tom Bombadil. 3 eyes in, and then lots of movement. So lots of movement against 3 eyes. Slightly dodgy. Naturally, they move, and they get hit 3 times, and it's going to be an eye, isn't it? It's an eye. Of course it is. That's how the game works. I'm guessing we are going to... I think with so many 3s still in there, I gotta start thinking about those randoms. Could get quite nasty if you don't. Yeah, go to the random. Yes, Gimli. Excellent meat shield. Good work, Dwarf. Fellowship's real in Timber Dale. Moritile. They discuss it, and then you get the 3. So, yeesh. Man, this is brutal. This is really, really brutal for the 3 people. 666i. Man, what are the odds of that on the first move? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do you take another random? If you don't, you're up to 6. Or you kill Strider, but killing Strider this early feels horrendously bad. I feel like you got to take another random. And you do, and you get the other, his buddy. Legolas. Okay, well, all things considered, you know, not getting the breaks here, but getting the good draws. Yeah, shame for the Shadow that they didn't get Warm Restore and Toil on. That would have killed 2 cards already. But it does mean that they can draw into another card. Oh, Lord of the Ring. This is going to be one of those games, isn't it? This is going to be one of those absolute brutalization Fellowship games. Uses the will to get rid of Palantir. Yeah, had to be done at some point, and because the Shadow's getting very good value for it already. Now the Shadow is trying to take out the North, so they go for Carrack. No card, no card. No confusion. I think I would have played confusion there. Just you got a full hand right now. Got to play something. Not going to have that many chances to play cards, so I think it's a great, perfect chance to play confusion. Not that it would have done anything. Hobbit rolls 1, so 1 each. Thinking. Decides to play There's Another Way. I get that. I totally get that. That's a card. It pains you to use that card at this stage of the game, but look at where you are. Look how far Mordor is. Look how full your hand is. It's gonna just clog you up forever otherwise. And you already do have an excellent card, and Warm with Sorin Toils on the board. So these cards are going to get destroyed anyway, by all likelihood. In all likelihood. So yeah, I think that makes sense on multiple levels. They all know cards, so yeah, continuing the wipeout of the northern people. No card, no cards. 1 hit each. And the North are basically wiped out in the Dew line. Fellowship flipped. Witch King to Dale. And Gondor goes down. Okay, that's nice. Good work there. You want to get that. That's a great time to get Gondor down. Meanwhile, we get Nazgul moving around and 1 put on the Fellowship. So yeah, I think at this point, as the free people, you would think military's going like okay, pretty slow, but okay. But you could certainly look at doing like a strong corruption pivot, or at the very least, investing a fair amount in corruption, because they're at 3. They've been hit by some big tiles already. You lost a lot of companions. I think, I would certainly be trying to get rerolls, cycle character cards, as well as doing steady military progress, I think. Okay, so in terms of cards, so you're getting some good cards to throw at the Fellowship here as well. Foul Thing and Lure of the Ring. If you can see if you can snipe Strider with that, boy oh boy, it's looking like GG almost. Power 2 great though. That's very handy. Dead Men have done Harrow. In this kind of situation, there's definitely a temptation as a free people to think, I've got to do something kind of drastic here. Not looking good for the Fellowship. I need to prolong this game and do something a bit wild. Maybe you send Strider down here, get him to Peligir. The Southron's still on a war yet, so you could, get him to Peligir, crown him, start some shit. I wonder if that's what the Fat Hobbit will consider. And with a roll like that, you can seriously consider it, especially if you roll a lot of C's and W's. Which they don't. So at least the free people can get more stuff done here. But yeah. That would have been a disaster if they just rolled a ton of character dice. Anyway, so they get some admin done. Move the guys from Iron Hills to Erebor and this army up to here. Southrons go to war. Fellowship move. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just to, give you a shot at being able to heal in Lorien and get rid of Warm Restore and Toil. And very nice. They managed to dodge that. Although the Shadow is in a great position to play Foul Thing. I think that's what I would do and try and reveal them. Yep. And it's a reveal. Perfect. Means they can't hide in Lorien. Really nice play by Gandalf GG. The hobbits are going to be forced to go down to Minas Tirith, which will shortly be threatened. So yeah, just when you thought you might have caught a little break there, because it wasn't like there was any threat from the Shadow on Lorien. You could have quite nicely healed there. It would have been slow, but could have at least got rid of Warm with Soil and Worn with Soil. It's a nice kind of shortening of the name. Warm with Soil and Toil, and also, yeah, got you a little bit of extra protection. Or maybe as a free people, you're just thinking, run like fun. I ain't got time to stick around, because you're going to get ground down eventually. So we start moving the elves down. sorry, because they get attacked, so Woodland Realms under siege. Okay, yeah, I was wondering if they might do that. It's because of the size of this army and the Southrons not really being that active here. There is potential time to get the dwarfs involved, get them to war, muster them up, get some dwarven action going, basically. But if the Shadow can wipe out Woodland Realm very quickly, there might not be time. And they do have a great host, which is very handy. Go to the great host against the advantageous. Barring a miracle, I think that great host has to work. Especially as they got a hit. No hits back yet. So 2 hits. Press draw. Look at the cards on both sides. Still surprised they're not going for the confusion. I wonder what the Fat Hobbit was thinking there. I feel like at some point in the Jew line, you play the confusion. Unless they're specifically saving it to use a Palantir to get the dwarves down or to get Gondor down or something like that later in the game. But yeah, I wouldn't have been able to resist for that long. I would have chanced it on a confusion. Anyway, so they play Relentless. They get their hit, 1 hit back. And the dwarves are now 1 away from war. Draws into Kindreds. Now you're going to have to get rid of a card as well. What do you get rid of? Maybe Kindred. I don't know. Feels dead men. Okay, so my dream of mad Strider antics and Aragorn antics is not going to happen, sadly. At least not via dead men. Okay, dwarves fully at war. South, or the Easterlings is heading up to East Rune. Oh no, they're not. They've changed their mind. Okay, that's nice actually. Yeah. Before the 3 people have moved, get the reroll on them. Yeah, I think that's a really smart play. And also means that they can use this. Yeah. Everything's working out there. It means they can then use actually no. They don't have any character dice. But anyway, still good stuff. Armies move. So now it's a race. Okay, so Shadow's in a bit of a tricky situation here because this is going to be able to get very, very big. They combine armies there. File goes in the pool. On another red tile goes in the pool. Fellowship moves. They're safe. Okay, so a couple of good moves there for the 3 people for the Fellowship. New Powers Rising is played. Looks to me, because I think if the Shadow was thinking about genuinely putting Erebor under siege, or with a genuine, if you want to take it, if you want to take Erebor, you need more Oliphants. As things stand, they can combine these 2 armies and put it under siege and just kind of like muzzle the dwarves. But in terms of taking it down, don't see that happening after the inevitable 4th elite is put in there, as I expect will happen shortly. But anyway, so they use the muster instead of, well, they could have put it into North Rune before they moved this army. Instead, they've used it to play New Powers Rising, which is always good in itself. Yep, the 4th elite goes in. And, okay, so they don't combine. So looks like what they're going to do is just sit on Dale. Which is a bit risky. Let's have a look at the force pool here. You can make a very big army. If you get this up to say 2-5, maybe you even throw in a leader. So let's say you get it to like 2-5-2. That's what, 12 HP. This is 7. You have one attack on it. So it goes. You play maybe I don't know, a charge, for example. Risky, but you could do that. You might be able to just get a straight wipe out, scare them off to Woodland Realm, and then you can start mustering the north. And then that opens a whole new force pool and creates a world of pain up in the Jew line for the Shadow because they can potentially get wiped out. And then this whole campaign is a disaster. So yeah, I think what I would have done there is It's tricky, yeah. But if hypothetically you'd had a 5-2-1 here, and you put in the 3, you have a 10 stack. If you attack Erebor, is Erebor really going to? Let me say you leave 1 behind. Is Erebor really going to do a field battle? They might, but you might just be able to get them under siege before they can keep growing and growing, causing you more pain down the line. Athalas, that's good timing, just before, this guy could get sniped. And the Fellowship, the tricky thing now is, well, we'll get to it. Do you play Athalas? Do you move before they get rerolls on you? Or do you play Athalas first? God, they keep rolling so many eyes. Let's have a look at these stats. +4 on eyes. Jesus. That's a lot of eyes. I think, even though they're only going to be able to get 1 reroll on you, and you're rolling against 3 anyway, I'd play Athalas because you just, if you draw a 3 tile, you have to take a random, and it's 1 in 4. I would have played Athalas straight away. Raid to the Dunlendings. Ooh, a cheeky little Shire sojourn. That's exciting. Didn't see that coming at all. Do you muster? Do you bother? I guess they already played Tom Bombadil, or it's gone. I'm sure I saw that at some point. Yeah, they decided not to do anything with the Shah, understandably. Get the 555s. That's nice. Back down to 0. Looking much, much better for the Fellowship now, having been pretty horrendous looking a few turns ago. Looking okay. Musterlings of a long-planned war. Do you need to do that? I think that's just not required right now. You got big armies here, man. Even just by getting the 5 stack out, you've got more than enough to probably take, Minas Tirith and potentially Dol Amroth. Yeah, I think that's probably overkill. Fellowship moves. They're hit. It's a 3, so thank God you played Athalas. It's going to go random. And it's Strider, so yes. That sucks, but that's why you play Athalas. Let's look at the tiles as well here. What have you drawn? Okay, it feels worse because this is also a 3. Yeah, so it's 3 3s effectively, so because of the very unlucky 3 eyes. It's not quite as bad in terms of genuine tiles, but yeah, feels very bad. Fellowship moves again. Okay, so getting a bit aggressive here with the movement. Do you need to be this aggressive? Because at the moment, as things stand, the Hobbits are going to be 2 moves away. So they don't need 2 moves next turn if the Shadow doesn't have Cruel Weather. Or they don't get revealed into thingy. So they're taking the risk to get that 1 step closer to ensure that they get into the Mordor next turn. But given the force pool with corruption, I would be a little bit wary. I'm not sure I would have moved twice against 3 eyes here. But maybe you got to take risks. 1 reveal. Oh, sorry. In that, no. I think I was wrong. Yeah, it'd be okay. They would have needed 3 moves next turn, which is a lot. So, in actual fact, I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, lots of nice muster card usage in Rohan. Rohan looking pretty buffed. Wards of Eisen, yep. So you've got this perfect hybrid to then cover this. Very good, very good. Wards of Eisen, no card. Gandalf rolls, gets 1 hit. That Hobbit gets 1 hit back, but that's pretty good. Allows him to, get this fella into this army. Oh my, that's some risky business. That's some risky business. Leaving this guy completely on his own. Obviously, but like, been through a quarter of the deck. You could easily have an end card. That's incredibly risky. You're hanging your wizard out to dry, man. He's gonna get taken down. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go for another prediction. That Hobbit's gonna draw an end card next turn, and the wizard's gonna die. Okay, so they're starting to get a little bit of musterage here. Black Captain commands. Where are they going? Guessing for Osgiliath. Okay. Osgiliath gets one hit against it. No hits back. They press. They pop into Pelargir. So, okay. So now, well, let's see if they actually get a. Okay, my prediction was not correct. Shame. But at least that doesn't give you a dilemma between killing the wizard and mustering a Minas Tirith. So naturally, first things first, they muster. Let's look at the cards, sorry. Threats and Promises, Ringwraith Abroad, King Brands and Wizard Staff. Ringwraith Abroad. Sending some leadership over here. This, I don't know what's going on here. This army is nowhere near big enough to do this. Like, going for Rohan at the best of times is a risky proposition when Gandalf's here and you've left Orthanc unguarded. Doing it with this army this size against this, which is like a full stack with 3 leadership, that's wild. And I can only see it backfiring. Okay, so take down Minas Tirith. Fellowship's flipped. Okay, then they muster again. Cool. Maybe it was some kind of gambit to try and get Minas Tirith under siege before they could muster as much. Maybe that was the thinking. And the intention was always to, muster more in Orthanc and not leave it as bare. But if the 3 people had an end card or had drawn an end card, they could have easily just, wiped out Saruman first thing the first turn. So maybe there was a kind of a logic to it. It was actually a lot cleverer than I gave it credit for. But certainly risky. And it's going to take time now. You're going to have to do extra attacks. Sorry, lots of extra movement to fill up this army and make it as big as you need it to be. Anyway, the Fellowship move, double 6. Oof. It's going to be another eye, isn't it? Okay, no. But conveniently takes out Boromir. Are we going to be able to get into Mordor this turn? We certainly cannot. We cannot because Strider is gone. We're on Toil. Takes out something. Was that Mithril? Did Mithril go before? That must have been Wizard Staff, actually. So we must have lost Mithril to Strider, I guess. So that sucks. It's not obligatory. As you prefer. Okay. Okay, so they... Oh, wow, this is... If this works, I'll be so amazed. What are we going to go for here? You're going to go for Devery of Orthanc? Devery of Orthanc cancelled out beautifully with an advantageous position. Excellent play. 1 hit. And 4 hits back. Yeesh. And they pass. The mouth comes into play. Draws into the red arrow. This army shuffles out to back up the Gondor theatre of war. Another musterage in Erebor, so maybe the Fat Hobbit's thinking about having a bash at Dale. I hope that happens at some point. And Gandalf's starting to cycle going for those character cards a bit more. At this point, maybe you actually save Lure of the Ring to get the 3 point against Gollum. Killing a Hobbit with it doesn't really help you very much, to be honest, actually. You'd want to keep the Hobbits in there to keep them away from Gollum. They don't even really help with Ormsor and Toil either, so yeah, just there's not really any benefits to playing Lord of the Ring in its main typical purpose. Oh boy, and they've just drawn into Cruel Weather. Well, this could get spicy. Meanwhile, we've got Book of Mizarble. That's not too relevant this game. And a blue tile. Oh, and Shadows Gather as well. Okay, so boy, but that's a draw for the Shadow. Where can you really use Shadows Gather here? Maybe this army could come in real useful here. You know, get them up to Dale with the Shadows Gather. That could be a bit of a lifesaver. Man, the eyes this game. Eyes are insane. +5. And we're on turn 8. So the Fellowship is flipped. Good roll for to get into Mordor, but too much movement, really. You don't want quite that many character dice. We're mustering here. Where are these guys going? Fellowship moves. Get hit, of course. It's another 3. Okay. So naturally the hobbits are gone. So he's revealing using Gollum's ability to reveal and take another tile. That's an interesting play. Because I suppose the thinking is, if I move again, I'm gonna almost certainly get hit anyway because of the number of eyes in the pool. Because he's gonna have to move again to avoid cruel weather anyway. And then if you look at the hunt pool, very, very large, very, very high chance of reveal when you are inevitably hit. So maybe you're just thinking, let's get it over with. There's 3 eyes in there. High chance you hit an eye. And then you can just use one of the other dice one of these two to hide, rather than using 2 dice. It's a 0 reveal. Okay, no damage at least, but you get this pool could be pretty horrific. It's going to be teeny tiny. It's going to be a minuscule pool. Now we get Lord of the Ring. Okay, 1 free damage. Yeah, cool. Minas Tirith is attacked with no kind of hurts to do it without any elites, but not much choice here. I mean, that's why I would have sent the 4-1 out here at some point, just to make this just a little bit more efficient. In terms of cards, let's have a look. So Shadow has... Maybe they just go straight in with their cruel weather. Just off. That's usually the way people do it, isn't it? They use the chance to play cruel weather, and then they want to show the other player that I had it just to let you know I had the card. Yep. Not that they could have played anything else in this situation, but it works out great. 3 hits, very, very good. And only 1 back, so can't keep pressing, but nice for the Shadow. Minas Tirith looking very dodgy. So in terms of victory points, let's take stock here. So we're at 3 up here. 3, that's going to be soon to be 5. Where are you going to get the rest? You're not taking Erebor ever. So 5. Presumably 6. This isn't looking good at all to me, but maybe they'll Shadows Gather this army into it or something. So say 6. Maybe you grind down this to get up to 8. I think might be the best bet. Given there's such big armies here, maybe you go for the 4 cities and Dol Amroth and just don't take this. This looks too bad to me, to be honest. I think you can take Shire, get Pelargir, hold Dale, get that Shadows Gathered up to here, and then just send these 3 mega stacks all over to Dol Amroth and just stomp it down. That might be the best way. Blue tile goes in. Shadow's Lair goes in. Oof. I'm looking forward to seeing what this pool looks like. So Fellowship's flipped. Mustering. They're going to do a Shadows Gathered here, I think. Now Dale's attacked. That's why I think as Shadow, I would have wanted to prioritize getting the Shadows Gathered up here. Because if they retake the whole of Dew, Where are you winning militarily? It's going to take you a decade, and your forces are so overcommitted in Gondor right now that it just begs the question, like, where did the victory points come from for Shadow? Right, advantageous, excellent use of advantageous, very very good. No card, yeah, it's awkward to defend in these situations of Shadow. So one hit for the Fat Hobbit, one hit back, which is kind of what you hope. You like. The first round is kind of just protecting yourself, and now this is when you want to do the actual damage. So now this is when probably keep. What do you play here? Might even be attempted to. Well, let's see if they actually attack. Oh, they scoot away. Okay, let's see what happens here. Will they attack straight back into Erebor? That would be quite funny. Yeah, great, love it. So that's interesting actually, because now the free people are actually they're pressured into attacking first thing next turn rather than moving the fellowship, which means the shadow might be able to put more red tiles in or something if they get anything, which they don't. Okay, let's look at this pool. Wow. So yeah, two very bad, two very good. Very small pool. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10, 10 tile pool. Okay. Awkwardly, probably going to have to attack into this with one of these sea dice, I think. Yep. Goes with the cards. I'm guessing we're going with a Heroic Death or a Daylight. Probably a Daylight. And the Shadow, you go for... What'd you go for? What could... Oh, Dread and Despair. Dread and No, there's no... You can't play Dread and Despair. What are they playing? They're playing a Deadly Strife! Oh my god! I did not see that coming. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Deadly Strife. When you have no rerolls. Quite risky to play the charge, though, having said that, when you're only going to be able to get one muster in here, and this is pretty bare. I think, personally, I would have gone for maybe... I would have been happier to throw away Power to Great than I would Kieran Ships. Sorry, Kieran Ships, I think, at this point. You probably want... or Kellerborns as well. You know, Elves at War. Anyway. This is going to be fun. Only 2 hits for the Fat Hobbit. That's unlucky. Oh, so sorry. That was the pre. Okay. So that's I was thinking, I was a bit confused there because that should have been 4 if that was a Deadly Strife. So yes, they get 2 from that, and then they just get 4. It just wipes them out. Yeah, that wasn't the best Deadly Strife I've ever seen, I must say. Kind of demonstrates why those have hugely powerful cards are not best used for defense for the Shadow. Better use for aggression. So where are we? We get an Isengard elite in South Dunland, so clearly prepping the looks like the shadows gather to me. Another one to put into there. Meanwhile, what did the Fat Hobbit do? Sorry. They drew a character card and they drew into Bilbo's Song, which is absolutely ideal. Really nice. Shadows Gather, yep, saw that one coming. But again, like with the Shadows Gather, like you could just muster in Orthanc and then move them to. Like, do you need to build them in South Dunland and then use the Shadows Gather? I feel like the Shadows Gather would have been much better used, preventing this from happening, basically, by getting this army up here. But I digress. Great tile as the Fellowship moves. Amazing. Between that, Bilbo Song, Warmer Song Tour should be gone. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good for the Fellowship. I like. It doesn't look like the Shadow is going to be able to get over the line militarily. So barring horrific tiles in here. You know, like huge eye rolls, big eye hits, Shelob, just red tiles in general. You've got Bilbos up your sleeve. You've healed already with that. Looking okay. Looking okay. Fighting Urukai. Okay, gonna try and stomp down Rohan. Not playing a card though. That's the round where you want to play the card. Yeah. I would 100%. That's the play the card the first round. I'd either played. You might hold Dread Despair up your sleeve, but you're rolling on sixes, so that's. I'd play that first round to keep this army as doing as little damage as possible, and then second round I'd play Desperate Battle. They get 2 hits though, 4 hits back. Very good rolling from the Fat Hobbit. Round 2. Now you play cards. I don't get that. Why would you play cards on the round where the opposition can play cards against you? 3 for Gandalf GG. So it looks like they're going to take it down. 4 hits back though. Maybe not. 2 against 4. This could still. And Fat Hobbit's got a card. Probably going to be a heroic death, I suspect. Yep. 1 hit, which can be eaten up with heroic death. 1 hit back. They stop. So yeah, it's not a done deal, and you can start now mustering the Rohan or here and here potentially if you can get enough of an army to do an attack on it, or you know, lo and behold, you happen to come in to help unlooked for. This could fall apart. As things stand, though, it looks like the Shadow would limp over the line there. The Fellowship moves. Step 2 draws an eye. 3 reveal. Not the worst. Comes deep again. Cards. Now will they play Dread Despair? Still no carding it. Okay. I mean, bit of a waste to play Dread Despair at this stage. Terrible. That's a very unlucky roll. Everyone sucks. We stop. I'll sleep again. Just, oh god, the dice are going up the creek here. We can't see the dice, sadly. All we can see here is the incredibly balanced rolls of the free people. Perfect equilibrium. Except for that one pesky C. And we have, yeah, you basically traded all your Cs for Is in this game. 1 hit back, slowly grinding away. So this game, pretty unlucky combat for Gandalf GG overall. I'll see. Keep going. Oh my god, he can't roll a 6. He or she. These Rohirrans, yeah, that's painful. That's really painful. It's Eomer. Raymond. Good time to muster up in Dol. Dol Amroth. Mouth of Sauron's flipped. Attacks in Minas Tirith. No card, no cards. Essex has been rolled by Gandalf, so that's good. 3 back though. But that opens up a nice army room in the army for some elites and stuff to go in there next turn. And we go into turn number 10. Lots of wills. Do we have a Day Without Dawn? We do not have Day Without Dawn. But the Falbit's worried about it. And changes the W to a C. I don't think that's worth a ring, personally. Given how the military's looking. You're doing so well militarily. Don't think you need to use a ring just to risk Day Without Dawn. I mean, obviously the odds are quite good, but I'm just not sure if that's worth it. If you'd rolled 4 and it was like you needed the die to get over the line, sure. But I don't know. Not sure. Red tile goes in. Okay, that could be big. Now we're almost at like, how many are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 30%, 33% red tiles. 1 in 3 red tiles. That's pretty rough. Fellowship moves. Gonna be red in it. You need to shuffle the deck. Please don't be the same red tile that's just gone in. It's a different red soul. It's not the same red soul. Shelob. Along came a spider. All right, what's it going to be? A 1? Wow. Oh, that's the yeah. Wasn't hungry. Shelob just wasn't hungry today. So you'll take that any day of the week. Mustering an Orthanc. The mustering an Orthanc. Shadow lengthens. Nice shadow lengthens. Saruman's got a death wish today. Really, just Saruman wants to die. And amazingly, they've never had end cards throughout any of this. I'm not sure they've drawn an end card yet. Great time to play Guards of Citadel, though. Amazing. Wait, what the hell just happened there? Okay, I'm guessing that was a misplay. So this is Helm's Deep. We're getting a Sudden Strike against nothing. 2 hits from the Sudden Strike. Wow. But Gandalf gets over the line. Yeah, I think that was well overdue. Gets them up to 4 victory points. Still a long way to go, though. Still a long way to go. Should be able to take down Emir's Tirith, get up to 6, but then where'd you get the rest? 1 here. Okay, you can get those 2 are pretty cheap. Pelargir and the Shire. But I think the Dwarves have got a very solid chance of taking back. If they have time to muster up Dale, they can take back Woodland Realm at any point. Or are we going military? Oh my lord! I did not see that coming. So there's no mustering possible. But the Shadow's got a ring. Is that worth it? They're attacking forwards. They're baiting them. They got scouts. Yeah, they got scouts. Yeah, presque oubli. That means I almost forgot. So that goes to Gap of Rohan. And then do you play this as a ring to then move these 2 armies here and here to try and take Dol Guldur and Northanc? I suppose they're worried about not winning because of the corruption. So they're thinking, let's try and take some VPs elsewhere. The only problem with this is this leaves... If they do send this whole army down here... They got King Brands, though. Okay. King Brands up their sleeve to muster in Dale. That makes a difference. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So we're up to 2 victory points. Wait. Oh, they changed their mind. And they instead play Bilbo's song. And they attack... Had he already played a ring or something this turn? Why would they change that? You have already used a ring this turn here. Ah, okay. So they must have used a ring earlier in the turn. I can't remember for what. Don't recall that at all. But that means they can't do the thing. They still don't hit this guy. They press, but they can't go into Orthanc. So okay, and then they wisely block it. So this guy's gone on a little adventure, waited some time. But I don't think they would have ever held Orthanc. So, like, you're wasting the Shadow's time. But I think by just mustering Dale and taking back Woodland Realm, you've got loads of time. So, yeah, I don't know. Right, so now we get... unless the Shadow player had already used a ring that turn as well, in which case they couldn't have used a ring to defend. But yeah, I think whatever would have happened, they were going to be able to take back Orthanc very easily next turn. Okay, so we get this roll, lots of movement again, lots of options for the Shadow, Axe and Bow and Dane, and Horde from the East and Breaking. So that's a free corruption as well, if they get revealed. They're doing some mustering to protect themselves. They move. It's a 2. That's all right. Do you reveal? They don't. Can't play it. They're not revealed. They play candles. Here we go. Could are you really going to get like a free candles roll? No. Okay. So looking okay for the fellowship. I think if they can, well, 2 very nasty tiles still in there. Kind of want to slow play it here as the free people, and go for the other 2 blue tiles. I think. Are there any other good tiles? They've already lost most of the other good tiles. Sorry, character cards that can help them, though. They think they lost Mithril to Warmasaur and Toil. They've already played Bilbo's. So, you really want to slow the game down to add 2 tiles, maybe. You have to go through half a bloody deck to maybe find them. And when, meanwhile, the Shadow can add 1 red tile, maybe you just have to just go for it, maybe. But you could wait till next turn and hope for fewer eyes being rolled. Depending on how military goes this turn. It's going to dictate how quickly you need to go. Okay, so there's movement going on here. Mustering in Grey Havens. They take Edoras to get up to 5 victory points. So the victory points are slowly totting up here. This army's moving. They're taking folds to stop mustering going on in Rohan. This army's moved to defend Dol Guldur. Minas Tirith's attacked again. This time the Shadow has a Deadly Strife. They're going to go straight in with that, perhaps. They are playing a strategy card, so yes, they are. 3 people can play. Who knows? Maybe a Valor? Yep. Rolling on, what, 2s? Wow. So Gandalf rolls to just 3 hits. 4 hits back. So this is absolute, yeah, making mincemeat of the orcs in Minas Tirith this game. No card, no cards. Gandalf gets the hits. Minas Tirith has fallen. We're up to... Okay, so now it's looking pretty hairy, which is why I thought... I was a little bit surprised that at no point did the Fat Hobbit muster up more in Dale and try and take back Willem Realm just yet. I mean, they still can. So maybe they'll do that right now. But 3-2-1 against a 3 can still go badly, especially if they had a Hill Trolls or an Olokai or something like that. So I would have been inclined to, rather than trying to go for this military thing, muster Dale, go Willem Realm, get those 2 VPs back. But they can, well, or they can just try and win this game by moving twice right now. It's an eye. So they are up to 7 corruption. Now they can play breaking. If they could use a ring to play breaking, which I think I would 100% be doing. 100% be doing, because if the free pool moves, say for example you get up to 8, and then there are 4 eyes in there next turn, that means risk so much. Well, adds a huge percentage to their chances of not winning the game. So that extra corruption could be massive. But are they trying to actually? Can you? No, they can't win the game this turn. They can get up to 9. Oh wait, can they? No, they have to attack, and then move to get Dale. But no, it doesn't work. And then they could always take 1 back. So they use Corsairs against Shire. Deadly Strife. They take it down. They press. This guy sneaks away to Tower Hills. Survives a Deadly Strife. Good lad. King Brands has played in Dale. Great. Would have been gutted if they'd taken that back before you could play. That would have been very painful. Heligear. No hits, or 1 hit, sorry. And then they take back that. So, okay, up to 9. Very tight ending. Very, very tight ending. It's all going to come down to the tiles here. Oh, touche. And they can't move first thing. So that's another thing the Fat Hobbit could have done. Because I don't think that whatever happened, I don't think there was a way in which Shadow could have won militarily last turn. So you could have used the ring to hide and then moved first thing before the Shadow can put in a blue tile. But you could put in a blue tile and then they could put in a red tile and they kind of cancel each other out anyway. So they hide. Red tile goes in. Yeah, see, that would have been the situation where you could have moved straight away or cancelled out the red with the blue. So, yeah. Then you do cancel out with the red with the blue, but you could have moved. Yeah, does that make the same difference anyway? Armies move around. I was thinking about it. Hmm. Gessenly and Dolamroth. Armies combine. Lamadon's attacked. They hoping to, again, being able to move against fewer eyes and 3 eyes, perhaps? Wipes out Lamadon. Pass. Flips the mouth to attack Dolamroth. I think that I must take my chances, something like that. And he moves. Right. This is it. It's going to be a red in it. Ah! It's a red. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, that's brutal. Up to 10. Still alive. Still alive. But now you don't have the dice to take back Woodland Realm if you wanted to. So they're attacking Dol Amroth. You've got a Dread and Despair against a no quarter. Forfeit 2, so they're still on 5. They don't roll any 6s though. 1+1 back for the no quarter. So good start for the 3 people in this fight. Sorry, I've been looking at the cards here. No cards. No cards. A terrible dice again from the Gandalf. No hits back. Keep pressing. Really having to go for it here. It's not looking good for the Shadow. No card, no card. Okay, 2 6s. 2 hits back. Got a 6 versus a 5. See, that's when I don't think you needed to use the Deadly Strife up here. Could have saved the Deadly Strife for this bad boy. I don't think that was ever going to cause you too much of an issue. Whereas taking down a big buff stronghold, yeah, you could really, really use a Deadly Strife for that one. 50%. Gua hit. Ooh, the Hobbits! Love it. The Hobbits go and join in the battle here. Brave Hobbits is. Gandalf draws a character card. Draw an end card. Okay, so we get help and look for and an end card. So you could just kill Saruman for the fun of it. Hopefully that'll happen. All right, let's have a look at the tiles. 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3 and 7 to in the game. Though this one won't actually kill you. It will just kind of delay the inevitable. Going for it. Going for it again. Is this the one for the Fat Hobbit? No, it's not. And they've just played the card that would have won them the game instantly. They hadn't played that that card, whatever it was, breaking, but you think they can probably get over the line here now. The Lamroth is attacked. Some more bats against shield wall. Let's just kind of rush through this now. One hit, 4 hits back. So yeah, Dol Amroth ain't going anywhere. I mean, there's a fair chance that even if you combine these armies and get them over here, they're still not going to take it down. So where are you going to get the final VP? Not Dale. Yeah, I don't see where that final victory point's coming from. So it looks to me like you're going to have another go next turn to try and hit one of these 2 tiles. Or even these 3 tiles, because the Golem is now it's a 50-50. The way I'm looking at it right now, it looks to me like the Fat Hobbit is going to get another bite of the cherry unless the Shadow, I don't know, draws a card to attack the Fellowship and manages to wipe them out. Sortie. Foul Stench against Mighty Attack. That Hobbit gets the hit. And doesn't that kill? Doesn't the Mighty Attack kill automatically? I'm confused. Am I misremembering? I thought Mighty Attack is the one where... Does that mean they roll fewer... The Brave Standards when they roll fewer dice. I thought Mighty Attack should have done 2 hits. One from the 6 they rolled, and one from the Mighty Attack. Am I just not thinking straight? But they only did 1 damage. Right. 1 regular. Maybe I'm wrong about that card, but I thought that should have killed the Witch King. They muster in Dale and here. These armies are coming back. They muster again. They're coming, yeah. The march is on. Half-Orc's got them in, nice. Okay. It's looking like they're going to be able to use their power and a ring to do 1 more attack onto Dol Amroth. Attack. Then they play the Brave... They draw into a Brave Stand. Which is pretty great. Pretty great. Oh, but we got a Grond. Okay. That could well... I think that's going to get them over the line here, especially because they've got the combination of adding an Isengard unit and Deborah of Orthanc. Surely. So Deborah against Brave. No hits for Gandalf. That's very unlucky. 2 hits back. Interesting. They are terrible against the no quarter. Oof. If they get a big hit from this army, this... Nothing. 3. 3 on the reroll. That's big. Really big. 2+1 from the no quarter. So this army's taking a pounding. But they do have a Crawler's Death. And the free people have nothing to defend with. So surely that's enough. Surely that Crawler's Death will do it. No! Oh my god. And 1 hit back. But they're going to be able to press. 4 versus 1. 8 dice to roll a 6. And they have... They're playing Black Breath, just the hell of it. And they've got it. GG. Oh, man, that's brutal. Crazy game. Really crazy game. Lot to think about in that game. There's a lot happening. I think my big question is to Fat Hobbit. I don't understand why you didn't try and take back Willem Realm. Especially, I thought, for me, the play was, once you get back Dale, and you open up the Northern Force Pool, has all these elites in it, 1 or 2 elites in there, sack Willem Realm, gets you that extra victory point buffer. Because if you do that, I just don't see where the extra final victory point comes for the Shadow, because they're nowhere near getting the Elves, nowhere near getting Grey Havens at all. They've taken over everything here. I just think that would have given you the insurance to go as slow as you liked, almost. Okay, eventually they would have got something together and taken down one of the Elven strongholds, but I think you had the time. I think at some point you must have had the time to even without mustering this very much, you know. Um, yeah, because I think even this turn with the dice you had, you might have been able to combine these armies, attack Will and Realm. Yeah, I'm not sure if there were the dice there, but that's kind of my resounding, I think, thought. Um, but yeah, all sorts going on, all sorts going on. But thanks for sharing. That was a ride. That was an emotional roller coaster. And yeah, another game of War of the Ring. See you around, people. Have a good one.